All right, so listen, I want to share with you an amazing breakthrough that's going on right now. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I know we're in an interesting economy, interesting world right now, but there's huge opportunity if you're willing to take it. And in this video, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of something that's amazing. Digital assets that you can build that generate passive income for you month over month over month that are completely passive. You do not need to be working on them. You do not need to put 8-hour days in. And you know what? They're economy proof. So even in this crazy times and this crazy economy, it's actually working better than ever. My businesses, and I'm going to share with you, I have basically run 7 different companies right now using this model. My businesses have tripled this year, even with what's happening. And I want to share that entire model with you. Now, what does Robert Kiyosaki, one of the best-selling authors of all times, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, one of the best-selling books of all times, what does it teach us? It teaches us to invest into assets that create income, cash flow. And that's exactly, look, 20, 30 years ago, that was really hard and it was really expensive. And even 10 years ago, 5 years ago, it was expensive and hard. Now it's become dirt easy, and this is the time. If you want to get out of the rat race, and if you want to stop having to go to work for 40, 50 hours a week just to make ends meet, I want to show you how to get a business up and running, a passive income business in 3 days or less, okay, where you have to have 0 products and 0 experience. I'm going to share with you in this video 5 ways to generate amazing income, one of which you can generate up to 1,000% commission. You have to have no products because there's hundreds of thousands of products right now that you can partner with in 15 seconds or less. And you know what? This is the business where no one even has to know you exist. You can literally fade into the background. You have no selling, no talking to people. You just automate the system I share with you. You build this digital asset using email. That's the digital asset. You just collect them. You find ways to collect them. And you rinse and repeat the system I share with you in this video. And then, of course, in our webinar training. Now, there's a URL at the bottom of the screen here. And in the description below, if you go to that, you can see me go through this in much more detail. I'll break it down for you in a live webinar training. Make sure you go to it. Now, if you show up for the webinar training, boom, that's the book. You get it for absolutely free. That's my gift to everybody who shows up to the training. And it shows you exactly how to execute this model. Now, let me just answer one question. Is this worth your time? Look at this. This was at the end of 2019. This is pre-pandemic, pre-crazy economy. $250,000 I generated in less than 1 month using this system on a brand new thing. I didn't use any of my existing assets because, yes, I've been in business now for 17 years, but I started just like you could start. Now, this is a huge number. I get it, right? I'm not saying you're going to make I've been doing this for 17 years. But let me ask you a question. How many of your lives would change if you could make even 1% of that? Because I made that in a month. Passively. If you could be 99% worse than me at it, go ahead in the comments, type in me. Go ahead, let's show the world. That's huge, right? Well, it doesn't stop there. Look at this. I was able to, so remember I told you there's 5 ways. I'm going to go over them in this video, 5 ways to profit from email. One of them that I'm going to review is called high ticket. All right, it's how you fade into the background and I show you how to use email, this asset, to simply open doors. Like that's a proverbial online door. That's all you have to do. You fade into the background and you just open the proverbial door and you make massive commissions. Someone else does all the work. Listen, someone else does all the talking, does all the selling, does everything. You fade into the background. In 3 hours, I know it says 24 hours, but actually the whole thing took place in only 3 hours. I generated $204,000 net commission. I had nothing to do, no customers to deliver any products to, no customer support, no one even knew I existed. I just faded into the background, $204,000. Now check this out. This is in June of 2020, smack in the middle of the pandemic. Look at what one of my 7 companies did in 1 month, 30-day period, using this same digital asset of email. So here's what I want you to do. Stay with me till the end of this very training. Number 1, I'm going to show you how to deploy. How is it that this digital asset turns into passive income every month? What is that? How's that connection? I'll share it with you. I'm going to draw it out. I'm actually going to go to my digital whiteboard. Number 2, the 5 steps to launching your entire business. I'm going to show you on this digital whiteboard how can you be up and running with this passive income business in as little as 3 days. As little. Now, it could take you a little longer. It's okay, but come on. That's no big deal, right? And then, of course, 5 ways to earn money with 0 product, 0 experience. And last but not least, I want to remind you again, I'm going to give you a synopsis in this training. This training is homework for you if you want to watch, if you want to be able to attend our webinar training and get even more out of it. Now, the big training where I'm going to really dive into the detail, That's on the link below. So go ahead and go to that URL. Make sure your seat and time and everything is saved for that webinar training. You don't want to miss it. Look, who the heck am I? Why is it that Rich Dad even partners with us? Why is it that even Robert Kiyosaki literally only endorses my company and myself for any entrepreneurial education? I've been doing this for 17 years. I've sold over $250 million. It took me 18 months of painful struggle. That's why it says in the last 16 years, because the first 18 months, I didn't make anything. I made every mistake under the book, and I did it all the hard way. Listen, I want to share with you how to do it the easy way. Don't make things that are overcomplicated, all right? Keep it simple, stupid, KISS. I want to share with you the simplest model right here in this video, and then, of course, on our webinar training. Last but not least, look, I have used the same model I shared with you today I'm running 7 different businesses right now, 7 alternate businesses that are running using the exact same model, and I'm pulling great results. And I'm working with, by the way, look me up. I have, like I said, Robert Kiyosaki, we are the solo company that he endorses for entrepreneurial education. And he consistently tells me, look, man, you are so lucky. He says to everybody, you are so lucky that you have this today. You have the internet. You have the ability to deploy digital assets like email. If he could do it all over again, that's exactly what he would do. Damon John from Shark Tank we work with. Les Brown, Bob Proctor, Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, all because they know that when it comes to starting your business and becoming an online entrepreneur, we're the place to go. I just share this with you to know, and so you understand. Listen, we've been around the block. I've taught millions of people worldwide now. I've been doing this for so long, and we've had tremendous success stories, and this is what a normal day in my life looks like. I mean, seriously, we can have days where the days I send an email, the days where I'm active, I can print up to $75,000, but I have multiple businesses, right? So look at this right here, Thursday, June 25th. Watch that. $75,000 almost that I earned in this account. Now watch that. So right, Thursday, June 25th, boom. Same day, different account, different promotion. $86,000. You total that up in one day, $160,000 in commissions. Now, again, big numbers, really huge. Am I saying you're going to make that right away? Not at all. Look, I've been doing this for a while, but let me ask you a question. What if you could make 1% of that in a day? 1% of $160,000 is $1,600. If you were 99% worse than me at this, if I can share with you how to be 99% worse than me at this model, you could still make up to $1,600 in a day. And that is life-changing. So what I want to share with you real quick is I want to exit this. And I want to go into a slideshow where I really want us to talk about exactly how this works. Now, there's 2 core things I want to do for you in this training video. Number 1 is I want to share with you, what is this email asset, digital asset turns into income? How? What's the connection? All right, it's going to blow your mind. It's so simple. You're going to wonder, why hasn't anyone ever told you this? And you'll know why. For 17 years, I don't care. Look, we got Pinterest, TikTok, we got Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, this and that, but I don't change my model at all. I keep it simple, and it has made me more money every month, every year for the last 17 years. How would you like that? And passive. I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. So first thing, we'll share the model with you overall. Again, remember, there's a URL. You've got to be on the training. I can share it with you only so much here. That's it. That webinar training, come ready to take notes, okay? Bring something to take notes with, because you are going to be blown away by what I share with you. But again, the second thing I'll share with you in this training, and then I'll reinstate on the webinar training in more detail, 5 ways for you to profit from your email that you build. This digital asset, 5 ways without 0 product. You have to have no products, no experience. That's why you can be up and running in as little as 3 days. All right? So make sure you are there live for our webinar training. You will absolutely love it. So let's move right into it. First of all, what the heck is email? So, we learned this. In life, if you want wealth, you need to basically, imagine this, you need to build a bucket that's got assets in it, okay? And so this is, why do the rich get richer and richer and richer every year? Because the rich have these little assets that sit in their buckets, and these assets go to work for them, and these assets generate what we call cash flow. And that cash flow can then be reinvested to get more digital assets or more assets. Wealth comes from when you can have your assets generating more cash flow than you need in your life, so that you could technically retire, do nothing, and you'd still be making a ton of money. Hold that thought. So in the past, we would learn about how do you build these assets. You get real estate, you buy stock, you buy mutual funds, you buy investments, gold, silver. And the problem with all of this is, guess what? It needs a lot of money invested up front. Well, if that's the case, then what's the point? If I already have a lot of money, right? That's not what I'm here to share with you. What I'm here to share with you, and this is thanks to the internet. This didn't exist. This opportunity didn't exist until recently, where we have email. So what I want to share with you is how can we turn our asset into email addresses. So instead of collecting stocks, collect an email address. Literally just gather them using our system. And for every email address that you put into your box, are you ready for this? You will add $12. I'm going to write, actually, here, I'm going to write this over on this other side. You're going to earn $12 a year on estimate. That's what we share. Again, if I'm losing you a little bit, trust me, I'm going to go over it a little bit more in detail in this video, but on the webinar, we get into it in detail. So for every email you can gather and dump into this asset holding box, you will generate 12. So if you can put 1,000 emails in there, you should be able to generate $12,000 a year. If you could put 10,000 in there, you should be able to generate $120,000 a year. So just 10,000 little emails collected into your database, and you would be making more money than, or you'd be making about as much money as doctors make in the United States. So this is a really interesting asset play that you really do need to learn. So the way email works is this. Look, you're starting a page on the internet. You're putting one page. I don't want you to have a website. Who wants to get into all of that? You're not going to have, you don't want to mess with Java code and CSS and PHP. I don't know. If you put a gun to my head today, right now, I can't put up a website. I have no idea. I'm not technical. But a page, what if I told you I have an actual software that I share with you on the webinar training that'll get your entire page up and running, click, click, no design, no tech, nada. I swear, I've literally watched 10-year-olds do it, okay? My nephew has been able to use this to get a page up. Yeah, my nephew can use this to launch a business. So what we do is we get this one page up, okay? And we call this an opt-in page. I'll tell you why. So it's a one-page business, by the way. Your entire 6- and 7-figure business on the internet is one flippin' page. That's it. So here's what happens. The reason it's called an opt-in is because on this page, there's a box where people can put their email address in. So you see where I'm going with this. And there's some free gift that we're giving them. By the way, with the software, you get that as well. Okay? Again, you got to be on the free webinar training to learn more about that. But what happens is, so now we're going to share with you a few 2 or 3 very simple techniques. You don't need to learn a lot. I just need you to have 2 or 3 simple techniques that allow you to generate traffic to this page. Okay? And you're giving someone something for free, and they give you their email address. Do you know how well this page converts if you do our model? 40 to 60% conversion. So if you want to be able to get 10,000 people, you only need about 20 or 25,000 people to visit this page in the entire year. Guys, I get more than that in a day. I get more traffic than that in a day. Super simple to do, but you got to follow my model, right? That's why you got to be on the webinar training. Now, here's what happens when they put their email address in. 2 things are going to happen. Number one, the person themselves, they need to see the page change, right? Like if you were sitting on a page and you kept hitting the submit button, but nothing was happening, wouldn't you be like, what's going on? It's not working. So what we do, now you're saying, Anik, but you said one page. What is this other page that we call the thank you page? Aha, not your website, not your page. Look, I'm going to share with you a way to get this thing called an affiliate link. It's very easy. It takes, in some cases, 30 seconds. There are literally 100,000 plus companies in the world right now that will pay you 50, 60, 70%, even 1,000% commission. Yes, 1,000% commission. And they'll give you one link, and they just say, look, send people to this link. If someone ends up buying or becoming a lead, that's right, I'll share that with you. You can make money by no one spending a dime. It's amazing. We'll pay you. Just send us traffic. We'll pay you. No one has to know you exist. You don't have to do any transactions. You don't have to do any customer support. You don't have to do any product delivery. You don't have to manage the customer. The customer doesn't even know you exist. And so what happens is we give you this link, and when they opt in, we just shoot them through the link to the other person's website. That other person who's going to do all the hard work and just pay you commission. And so this is actually your first opportunity to earn some money right off the bat. But we're not even close to done yet. Then, see, number two, what's happening is what's actually happening to that email address someone put in here? Well, here's a cool thing. Because of the software, the technology is automated so that email address ricochets right into your digital asset box. And it's reserved there forever. We call this an autoresponder, and this is nothing you have to do with. It's all done for you. You don't have to understand tech at all. It sits in this box. You own this. It's always yours. Nobody can take it from you. Google, Facebook, It's yours. This is your asset. You could sell it. You could pass it down generations. It's got an actual value attached to it. But once that email is sitting there, here's the coolest thing. You know, you can set up automated emails that just go out to these people, and we give you samples and examples to follow, templates to use. And so you don't even have to write emails. You could just say, hey, listen, I'm setting up 100 emails. So 100 days after somebody gives me their email address, keep following up and showing them these things so that I earn money. I earn passive income. But my favorite way is to do broadcasting. Now, the best way that I can describe broadcasting to you is, imagine you're in the middle of a New York Yankees stadium. The crowd is loud, it's there, everyone's active, everyone's crazy, and you're in the middle of the dugout. You're in the middle of the field, the middle. And everyone, as soon as you step on, everyone goes, shh, quiet. And someone hands you a megaphone, and they tell you that for the next 5 minutes, you can say anything you want. You got 100,000 people listening to you. You could sell things, you could talk to them, you could teach them, coach them, you could send them to your social media, you can do whatever you want. It's your audience. That's broadcasting. So now I'm able to send an email every morning. This morning I woke up, I took 15 minutes to follow my simple models, and 1.2 million emails went out. That's the size of a city. I communicated with the size of a city. 5-minute attention was given to me from 1.2 million people. How do you think it is I'm able to make so much money, right? By just recommending other people's products. So at a high level, now I want to share with you those five ways that this email address becomes money for you, this digital asset becomes passive income. I want to share with you why this is what Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, myself, and if everything fell apart, I would just do this again. I'm still doing it right now. I'm launching new businesses every month with this model and profiting from it every single month. So I want to go over those 5, but just at a high level. If you want to learn more about how this 5-step system works, if you're even 5% like, you got to go to the free webinar training. All right, I mean, it's a 90-minute power masterclass where I will share this with you in much more detail. We give you examples. I will share with you live case studies, live examples of how it works. It's mind-blowing, but go to the URL below and make sure your date and time is saved, and there should be a class happening very soon, so you could attend like within the next, hopefully 10, 15 minutes, but you got to get there right now. Okay, now, having said that, the next thing I really want to share with you is that let's go high level. So how is it that email becomes money? It's very simple. You collect emails, right, into this autoresponder, this database that it does all the things for you. So if I want to write an email to all 10,000 people, 5,000 people, 1,000 people, or in my case, 1.2 million people, I just have to write the email once. It takes me 15 minutes using automated technology and simple tools that we have. And I just hit send one time, and I walk away. And that database, that asset base, will go and it'll send emails to everybody. So the way you make money from email at a very high level, you have an audience of people, we share with you how to communicate with them, and you recommend them to do things on other people's sites. Maybe you recommend a product. Maybe you recommend that they simply go to the other site and put their name and email in. That's it. Even if they just put their name and email address in, you earn money. Maybe if they spend only $5, you get $50 in commission. I'm going to go over all that in a second. This is all possible. It's amazing. If you don't believe me, on the free webinar training, I will actually give you URLs. I'll drop them. I'll give you the actual sites where you can go right now and in seconds sign up to have 100,000 plus companies ready in seconds to pay you money right now, just for literally sending them just some traffic. That's it, using this model. If you don't believe me, just show up for the free webinar training. It's I'm going to literally just drop the URLs for you. I'll give them. They're part of the resources. That's why I said make sure you bring something to take notes with, right? So let's talk about the 5 ways that we make money, right? What are the 5 ways that email turns into money? Very simple. Number 1, and this is the one that most people beat around and bat around and do a lot. I love it. I've made millions with it. It's not my favorite anymore, but it's still out there and it works. So we call it affiliate. The word affiliate means when it's not your offer, it's somebody else doing all the work. They do all the selling, they do all the product delivery, they do all the customer support, they do all the transactions, they do all the financials, they do everything. What they do is once a week or once every 2 weeks, they send you a check. That's it. You have nothing else to do. You literally fade into the background and don't exist and live your life. But I call these low tickets. There are probably right now, if I had to guess, there's probably 50,000, 60,000 killer offers, 50,000 to 60,000 killer offers in hundreds and hundreds of niches, all kinds of topics, potty training, gardening, cooking, financial investing, making wood sheds, saving money on electricity, gambling, lottery, personal development. I could keep going. How to build a fence, backyard, house management, building houses, every kind of niche you can imagine. There's 50 to 60,000 what I call low ticket products. These are from $19 to about $97, and you will earn 50 to 75% commission. 50 to 75% of the sale is yours just for bringing people to their site. That's it. Okay, so that's number 1. Now you want to know more about that? I'll show you examples. I will do examples on the webinar training. Number 2 is we call it affiliate, all right, and we say high ticket. Now this one I love and I do a lot of, and it's the exact same. There are easily 10,000 plus offers right now in the world that sell for $997 or more, and guess what? They will pay you 50 to 60% commission. You can earn $500 to $600 for doing nothing, for just following this model to send people to this other person, and they'll pay you. Because for them, they're getting new customers. They're happy to, and you're following my simple model to just send people to them, right? I love this model, by the way. This is where I've made most of my money, is in the high tickets. And then my second favorite is, check this out. We call it CPA, cost per acquisition. This is, can you imagine? There's 2 ways that CPA is amazing. Number 1 is you get paid per lead. Imagine this. You send an email and you say, hey, everybody, this is an amazing free book. Go get this free book. Read it. I love it. And for every single person that opts in to get the free book, they pay you $5. You get 100 people, you made $500. You get 1,000 people, you made $5,000. Do you know how much money? Right now, even right now, I make 6 figures, multiple 6 figures a year using CPA. Multiple 6 figures a year. People are just paying me for leads. That's it. I don't have anything to do. I have no risk, nothing, no one to buy anything, no one to sell anything. It's all them. Pay per lead. Love it. And in the webinar training, I dropped my 2 favorite sites that you can go to get a bunch of these pay per lead offers. It's awesome. Number 2 is a trial sale. Now this is where you are going to earn 1,000% commission. It's insane. And I tell you right now, there are at least 5,000 plus offers that will do this for you. So let's say you send someone to a website and you say, hey, everybody, there's this package you can get right now. If you're trying to lose weight, you can get a sample of this amazing berry or whatever, and just pay shipping and handling and go right now. So they go to this site and they put in their credit card to pay like $5 for shipping and handling, $4.97. You know what you'll get paid for that? $50 up front. Regardless of what the customer does or doesn't do in the future, you get $50. 10x. Why are they doing that? Well, they know their numbers. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about why they're paying you $50. They're doing it because they know their numbers. They know they'll make more than that in the future, but they'll pay you up front. You get to make $50. You sell 100 of those, you made $5,000. Can you imagine? One email, get 100 people to pop in $5 for a free trial for something. You made $5,000. That's done a lot of this in my life too. Listen, this is something that I'm going to talk a lot about on the free webinar training, and I drop URLs to my 2 favorite sites where you can actually go and get these offers. So make sure you join our free webinar training. And then number 4 is, imagine this, paid. I call it paid to blast. What does that mean? This is one of the easiest ways. All right, I got an email list of 10,000 people. There are networks. There are networks out there where all you have to do is say, you go in there, you fill in a little profile. Hey everybody, I'm in this niche. I have a list of this size. I have this many emails, and this is my rate. And someone will come along and say, hey, I'll pay you $100. I'll pay you $200. I'll pay you $1,000. I'll pay you $2,000. For me, the number is $20,000. If you want me to send an email to my list, I charge $20,000, and people are happy to pay it. Happy to pay it. But for you, when you're starting, you have a list of 1,000, 2,000. You can say, look, I charge $100. And what they'll do is they'll type an email and say, send this email to your list. You don't even have to type the email. They type the email and say, send this to your list. So you just say, okay, copy, paste, blast. You got paid up front. Now, whatever happens on the back end, if it flops, that's their problem. If it makes a lot of money, good for them. You made your money up front. You hit the send button. You're off to the races. So the more emails you collect, the more you can charge for those blasts. The more money you make with CPA, the more money you make as an affiliate. Now, last but not least, I love this, but this is a little bit more of an advanced strategy. I've made tens of millions with it though, and that is a phone lead. I love using my email list to send people to talk on the phone with my sales team because we've got coaching, consulting. Now, here's the best part. Even if you don't have coaching consulting, what if you could get paid, this happens all the time, to send a phone sales lead to another company? You don't have to have a sales team. You don't have to have a product. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to do anything. These are all possibilities, and we're going to go over the business model in detail on the webinar. So if you've loved and enjoyed this so far, go ahead, hit subscribe right now. Okay, hit subscribe on this channel so that I can send you more amazing videos like this, more training. Make sure you leave a comment below. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you leave hit the thumbs up icon and hit the bell icon. All right, do that right now. But the biggest thing you got to do is there's a URL. If you haven't already saved your seat, if you already did, then make sure you show up, mark that time, date and time. And if you haven't yet saved your seat, go to the URL that you see right now and make sure you mark your calendar and you are there for the training, all right? This is awesome. I'm excited. I can't wait. Please subscribe to the channel so I can send you more amazing content on how to build an online business. This is Anik Singal reminding you that when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, and push it the heck back. I'll talk to you soon.